We want to determine the x and y-intercept of the following line. 4x plus 5y equals negative 12. So first of all, it's really important that you understand why this equation represents a line. And it is linear, it is a line, because we have exponents of 1 for both x and y. This is x to the first power and y to the first power, and that's what makes this a linear equation. It's also helpful to remember that this equation is in standard form. It's in standard form. We see all the variables on the left side of the equal sign, and then we have a constant on the right side of the equal sign. So sometimes you might see standard form written as ax plus by equals c. And again, all that means is that, once again, the variables are over here on the left-hand side of the equal sign, and then we just have this constant on the right-hand side. That's all that means. This is in standard form. But it is nice to recognize what form the line is written in, because if we are going to graph this line, we might want to change it into a different form. But in this example, we don't have to graph, we just have to determine the x-intercept and the y-intercept. And we're going to do that without graphing. However, taking a look at a graph will be helpful in helping us remember how to find the x and the y-intercept. So imagine if we have a line on the coordinate plane, I'm just drawing a random line, not this line, but just a random line. We can see that a line has the potential to cross the x-axis as well as the y-axis. So let's look at the x-intercept. So this red dot is the x-intercept. It's where the line intersects the x-axis. Remember, the x-axis is the horizontal axis. So if we are going to start at the origin, if we're going to start here at 0, 0, and we're going to travel to get to this x-intercept, notice it's the x value that is going to change. So if I think of this as a coordinate, I don't know the x value, so I'll put a question mark there, because I know I'm going to move to the left a certain number of units. But the y value, remember the y value is how many units I'm going to move up or down away from the x-axis. I know that the y value is 0 because this x-intercept is a point on the x-axis. We have not moved up or down any units. So in general, if you're trying to find the x-intercept, not just for a line, but for any function, the x-intercept is always going to be found by letting the y value equal 0. In other words, we're going to substitute 0 in for y, and that's going to find the x-intercept. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 4x plus 5y, but again, we're going to substitute 0 in for y, so that'll be 5 times 0 is equal to negative 12. Then all we have to do is solve for x. We know that 5 times 0 is just 0, so we have 4x equals negative 12. We divide both sides by 4. We're using that inverse operation of multiplication, which is division. So if we divide both sides by 4, we have x is equal to negative 3. So the x-intercept is negative 3. If you think of it as a coordinate, because it is a point, the x value of that point is negative 3, and the y value of that point was 0. So the x-intercept would be the coordinate or the point, negative 3 comma 0. You might actually have a teacher that just has you write the x-intercept like so. They might just have you write the x value for that x-intercept, which would just be negative 3. Now let's go back to our diagram and let's discuss the y-intercept. So I'm going to put a green dot here. Here's my y-intercept. That's where my line is intersecting my y-axis. And again, if you were to start at the origin, you can see in this case, I'm going to be moving up to get to my y-intercept, which means if we think about the coordinate here, I don't know the y value. I don't know how many units I have moved up, but I know that I have not moved any to the left or to the right. So the x value of my coordinate is going to be 0. Because my point, my y-intercept, I'm sitting right on the y-axis, so I haven't moved to the left or to the right any. So if you generalize this, not just for lines, but for any graph or any function, to find that y-intercept, we're always going to do that by just allowing x to equal 0. In other words, we will substitute 0 in for x. Let's do that now. So we have 4 times x, but again, we are substituting in 0 for x, so 4 times 0, plus 5y is equal to negative 12. 4 times 0 is 0, so we have 5y is equal to negative 12, and then we divide both sides by 5. 5 does not divide evenly into negative 12, so we're just going to leave this as negative 12 fifths. Improper fractions are just fine. No worries there. So therefore, our y-intercept as a coordinate, remember, again, we substituted in 0 for x. So that would be 0, comma, negative 12 fifths. Here's our y-intercept as a point. Or you might just have an instructor that lets you write that the y-intercept is negative 12 divided by 5, negative 12 fifths, like so. So remember, my diagram in this case, this diagram, this line, did not represent this particular example, but I think it's really useful, even though we weren't graphing, to always refer back to a graph when you're trying to remember how do you find an x-intercept or how do you find a y-intercept. Drawing a picture is a great strategy.